Namaste viewers, welcome to Sri Anantha YouTube channel, your destination for Ayurveda and spiritual wisdom. Today, we have with us Professor Dr. A.V. Srinivasan Swamiji. He will be talking about how conventional drugs give a faster relief than the traditional one.
Embodiments of love. This is always a question, how conventional drugs gives a fast relief than the traditional ones. It is a disbelief that conventional drugs cures completely and immediately, whereas the traditional drugs is a slow process and it takes several months or years together. First of all, one has to understand any system of medicine has its own advantage and disadvantage. Now, what are the advantages of conventional system? Let us explore. If any such trauma cases comes, any accidental cases or any cardiovascular cases where a person had heart attack. So in such cases, definitely Ayurveda takes its own time to cure the ailment, whereas in the conventional methods, the drugs which are being used, now for example, for heart blockage, where right ventricles or left ventricles, whether pulmonary right artery or left artery, whichever has been blocked, or all the four chambers are blocked, immediately what they do is ecospirin. This is one kind of aspirin, which is a blood thinner. They give that tablet or injection form to a patient. With that, the immediate result is that the blood becomes thin and the patient becomes perfect. And he feels that I am absolutely normal now, I am out of this danger of heart attack or cardiovascular dysfunction or disorder. It's not so. It is a temporary injection. At that point of time, in order to save the life of a patient, a doctor gives either injection or the conventional drugs. With that, a patient finds relief. After that, what would be the impact? If you see that, the obesity will start. Irritable bowel syndrome will have the impact. So that patient constantly, if we go for a lifetime with the aspirin tablets, and its impact, you can Google it and you can find that what are the disadvantages of such chemical constituents which you are having. So in that, very clearly it is mentioned that you will have obesity and you will have irritable bowel syndrome, then constipation issues, and that may have in future some kind of fatty liver, then lungs dysfunction or otherwise kidney dysfunction. Such symptoms may come. Now, what is the advantage of Ayurveda? Now, one advantage you have seen in the conventional, that it gives immediate result and saves the life of a person. Whereas in Ayurveda, in order to protect, you have to go after this first aid of treatment from the conventional system. Immediately you follow the Ayurveda in the post cases. In that, what they suggest you, don't go for conventional drugs, which is chemical constitution which contains is synthetic. Whereas natural things which are being available in the nature, the extracts of those nature, when you consume, definitely it will give you a relief. So what God has made before the creation of the cosmos, He has given whatever required for this animate and inanimate. So in that way, He has created everything from the nature. When you take something, definitely it will yield you to good results. In such cases, in nature, when you are planting a seed, is it grows the next moment? No. It takes time. Gradually, it takes few months to grow to a plant. Then after that, a tree. After that, it gives you some kind of flowers. Then it turns into fruit. So in this way, it may consume some 6 months to 1 year also. Likewise, if a person is suffering for the past 10 years, then Ayurveda gives results, best results in 10 months, because that much of month is required to give result. When it goes, it eliminates right from the root cause. So whatever the ailments you have, suppose if a person is having heart blockages, in order to remove the clots from all the vessels, it takes minimum 6 to 10 months. So for that reason, whatever the nature, it takes its own space and time. Similarly, the ingredients of that nature also takes its own space and time in our biological conditions and physiological body. So that one has to remember. Why it is slow, you should not ask. Rather, how it works on you, how it eradicates from the root cause, that you have to see. When you identify that, then it is beneficial for you. Similarly, if you take Marma Chikitsa, now whatever we do, we work with the nervous system. We are not working on the organ, particular organ. If any dysfunction in some of the organ, whether it is lungs, whether it is heart, whether it is intestines, or whether it is kidney, whatever it may be. So all these are only because of your nervous system. When the vata, that is the air or the gas form, when it goes high into your body, there will be a thrombosis or stenosis in your body. In order to eradicate that, you need a medication which should eradicate from the root. It should not be like that in one vessel the clot has been cleared and in another chamber there is a stenosis. That should not materialize. For that reason only, Ayurveda by nature, it takes its own space and time to clean all the debris from your vessels. So what is best, you understand that. In a similar manner, when we work out with Marma Chikitsa, what we do, we are kindling the fire in your nervous. How? When we give some pressure, immediately wherever the clots are there, the air starts circulates or the fluid starts circulates from that particular tract, and it produces the fire in that. When fire is produced, ultimate result, you will feel the sweating in your body, and all the toxins are being detoxified in the form of sweating, and finally you get relief within 5 to 10 days. So there is a space and time for everything. All the systems are best, all the systems have advantages and disadvantages, but the nature is always best. So always follow the nature, never go for these other alternative way how to cure yourself very fast, which will harmful to your body, for your mind and for your soul. So understand this concept, and definitely Ayurveda, which is a traditional one, and when all this modern conventional system has come for the past 100 years, so never rely on that. Where it is required in the trauma cases, definitely intervention of conventional is important. Otherwise, follow the nature and be in the nature. Thank you.